Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. With the rise of the pandemic also came the rise of online interviews. But I have some great tips to share with you guys to make sure you have a smooth online interview experience. So let's get started. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jatin, and I'm currently in the first year of a 5-year MD MBA dual degree. So I had an online interview for medical school last year, which came as a bit of a surprise because we were told this only a week before the interview date. But I was able to learn many tips that can help you feel more confident and give you a competitive edge for your interview. In this video, we'll be covering a lot of different tips. First, we'll talk about how to maintain eye contact with the interviewer. Then we'll talk about how to angle your webcam for the best view. Then we'll get into the lighting. We'll also talk about the clothing attire and even talk about how to have a smooth internet connection. At the end of the video, I'll share some extra tips to be more confident, so stick around right until the end. So the first tip is maintaining eye contact. So we all know part of being a good communicator is also maintaining good eye contact with the individual that you're talking to. It's so important at any social situation that you're in, whether it's talking to your colleagues at work or even talking to other people at parties. So how do you maintain eye contact in a virtual setting such as an online interview? What you have to do is to leverage the technology that you have and use it to your advantage. To do this, you have to look into the camera lens of your webcam while discussing with the interviewer. Luckily, I have some raw footage from last year to show you guys what this may look like.
A leader is someone who doesn't just serve the cause, but serves the people. In terms of a leader isn't just about the actions they make.
Now that you've seen what this might look, let's compare it to me just looking at the screen instead. So it's quite obvious here that when I was looking at the webcam, I looked a bit more engaging and it just appeared more natural in general. Now imagine if I recorded my videos while looking underneath the camera instead of actually at the camera lens. You guys would think I'm crazy and switch right over to the next video. So if you find this tip to be a bit strange, that's okay. That's exactly how I felt when I first heard about this tip. But it is very important. It is perfectly okay to look at the screen from time to time, whether it's to gauge your interviewer's body language or just to take a break from directly looking into the camera. So this tip is particularly of importance for personal questions because it's already so hard to connect with the interviewer through a virtual setting. Now we'll be talking about a camera angle that's best for online interviews. So for this, you have to raise your webcam to eye level. This is so you're not looking down at them and it's more of a face-to-face interaction. This also reduces the chance of your double chin showing and is overall a more flattering angle. It's also better for your posture overall, which will leave a better impression on the interviewer. I know when I was studying long hours on campus during my undergrad, I would tend to slouch over while working on my laptop, and this caused a lot of pain and pinching between my shoulder and my chest. So trying to elevate your laptop surface is just a general good health tip. So the lighting is very important and you want to make sure that your face is properly illuminated. You don't want shadows on half of your face, and in order to help with this, you might want to invest in a table lamp. Ideally, you'd be sitting in front of windows with lots of natural light coming in. My desk is in the basement, so I had to invest in a table lamp. Just make sure that the light isn't blinding you directly into your eyes. For the clothing, you may be wondering, what should I wear? And the answer to that is still go formal. Dress exactly like you would have for an in-person interview. A lot of my friends have their medical school interviews this year, and they were thinking that since the interview is online, they may not need to dress as formal. And to that, I answered that if it's a formal interview, dress up formal. So lastly, in the main tips is how to make sure you have a smooth internet connection. This is very important because as we may have all experienced over this past year, technical difficulties happen all the time. So the way to have a smooth internet connection is to have a wired internet connection. Over Wi-Fi, depending on how far away you are from your router, the internet connection to your laptop or computer might be weak. By having a wired connection, you make sure you get 100% of your download and uploading speed to your computer. So if you're one of the lucky ones, or I guess one of the unlucky ones, then you can plug your Ethernet directly into the laptop. For some of the newer laptops, however, you need to invest in something called an adapter. What this does is goes into your USB-C port and you can plug the Ethernet cable into the adapter itself. I'm sure you can look up many different YouTube videos in case you have any difficulties with this, but this is a tip that I would 100% recommend. But let's say you don't want to use an Ethernet cable and invest in this possible equipment. Then at the very least, have a conversation with your family members and let them know to reduce their internet usage during your interview. So this is the time last year when I had to have a difficult conversation with my little 6-year-old sister to not watch Paw Patrol during my interview Bold move, I know, but it had to be done. Other than talking to your family members, what you may also want to do is unplug all of the equipment that may be using the Wi-Fi. For example, I have a lot of smart home products in my house, so I had to unplug all of them to not reduce the internet speed. So now that all of the major tips are done, I wanted to share some minor tips that I used for my interview last year. First off, and this sounded very odd to me when I first heard it, but it's to chew gum for 30 minutes prior to your interview. What this does is help maintain your mouth saliva levels so that you don't have a dry mouth in the middle of your interview. So I would definitely recommend this tip to any individual that has an interview longer than 50 or 60 minutes. Okay, so the next tip, and I got this tip from the BMO interview prep book, which is to stretch a little bit before your interview. This is just to open up your body and get some blood flowing and open up your posture in general. So yeah, try these minor tips as well, because this was something I did last year and it helped out quite a bit. That's all for this video, guys. If you found these tips to be helpful, please leave a like down below and consider subscribing to the channel. Also, good luck on your interview. Let me know how it goes in the comment section down below. I'm sure you guys will crush it. Thanks for watching, guys, and hey, thanks for being a part of my life.
I will see you in my dreams. We're back on the beach together. I don't see another way, another way.
Just the way it go.